Hello, my name is John. As a fellow parishioner at St. Camillus, I want to thank you for taking time today to send a message to Congress about actions that are needed in response to hunger in our world and to the COVID-19 pandemic. If you do not already have handy a pen, a piece of paper, and an envelope, you might want to take a moment to get those now. Bread for the World is a Christian advocacy organization, and they are asking us to write a letter to one or both of our U.S. senators from Maryland, asking them to take action in two areas, one that is global in scope and the other affecting hunger here in the U.S. We will be handwriting our letters because handwritten letters are still the most effective way to make our voices heard in Congress. Your letter can and should be short, however. A longer letter will likely not even be read. We will be using a sample letter that I will share with you to write our own letters. But first, let's quickly preview what we will be doing now. We will handwrite our letters, ask for specific actions, and personalize our letters with our own brief statement about what motivates us to write. Before you write, you might think of a very brief story or statement that you might use. We will be sure to include our address on the letter and as a return address on the envelope. Now, the sample letter is addressed to Senator Ben Cardin, but you can also write a separate letter to Maryland's other U.S. Senator, who is Chris Van Hollen. When you're finished, you can either put a stamp on each envelope and mail it, or you can place the envelopes through the friary door at St. Camillus. Shown here is the sample letter. It will also be available through a link on the St. Camillus website and through the recording of this video. Begin by writing today's date at the top of your piece of paper, May 17, 2020. Then you can write the senator's name and address so that you have this information to address the envelope. Again, you can use the exact same Senate address for both Senator Cardin and Senator Chris Van Hollen. So begin with Dear Senator Cardin. You can then use the first paragraph that's shown here or something similar in your own words. So let's take a moment to write these parts. Importantly, please use the two statements that are shown here in bold text, as these are the specific actions that we're requesting. Number one, co-sponsor the Hunger-Free Summer for Kids Act, which is Bill S. 1918, and work to increase funding for the Summer Electronic Benefits Program. This is important because 18 million children who receive free or reduced price lunch at school do not receive food assistance during the summer. Also note that neither Senator Cardin nor Senator Van Hollen is yet a co-sponsor of S. 1918. Now, number two, provide an additional $12 billion or more toward global COVID-19 relief, including programs for nutrition, health, and economic assistance. One reason this is important is that the number of people experiencing extreme hunger could nearly double due to COVID-19, according to the UN World Food Program. So let's take a moment or two to write these two important statements. After you've written these two requests, you're invited to write or add a very brief personal story or statement that indicates one of the factors that has motivated you to write to them. The screen now shows some examples on the right. They're just examples. You can use your own statements. Take a minute to think about and add any brief statement you want to. Then, just before the closing of the letter, ask to hear from the senator. And again, be sure to include your name and full address. If you want to write a second letter, simply use this first letter as a template and use the same address at the US Senate. You can finish your letter now or write your second letter at the end of the video. Again, the sample letter should be available on the St. Camillus website or through this video recording. When you're finished, remember to either stamp and mail your letters or place them through the mail slot in the Friary front door at St. Camillus. Finally, remember to pray for all those who are suffering due to hunger and/or COVID-19. And pray for our leaders in Congress as well. Again, thank you so much for taking time to do this important advocacy action for the sake of those who are the most vulnerable among us, both here in the US and beyond. Peace and blessings to you.